Senator from the great state of Nebraska. He's got a new book called Them, Why We Hate Each Other and How to Heal. Again, let's get to the healing in just one moment. I wanted to ask you about Matthew Whitaker, who has been appointed as the acting Attorney General of the United States. Do you think that a guy who hasn't been approved by the Senate can hold that job?
I think the president should have made a different choice, but there are two conflicting parts of law. Are we going to go full legal nerd here? There's a 1998 law called the Vacancies Reform Act, and it hasn't been fully litigated about what the president can do in the case when a so-called principal officer of the U.S. government has a position that's vacated. How do you fill that? I think the best thing would be for the president to only put people into principal officers of the U.S. government roles who've been confirmed by the Senate.
Now, as a senator who should have the right, as a senator who should have a right to vote on this, would you join with the Democrats to say the president has to bring a candidate up to the Senate for approval?
I think a lot of us have been leaning on the president to say nominate somebody quickly.
Would you bring
so
suit like the Democrats have?
I don't know that bringing the third branch into it is going to solve it as quickly as if the president would just nominate somebody for the job.
So you're counting on the president to do the right thing?
I get the joke.
Yeah. Now, the book is Them, Why We Hate Each Other and How to Heal. I'll start by saying, while you and I may have political differences, I don't hate you.
Thanks.
I don't hate the president. I don't trust the president. So who is them in this case, and how do we heal?
So I think we're going through a digital revolution. I think it's a really big deal. I think it's much bigger than any short-term political thing.
I've heard a lot about these computers. They're very good things.
Donald Trump didn't create this. He can't fix it because it's not something that came about 2 years ago. We're decades into a digital revolution that's going to take decades to finish. I think it's on the order of the Industrial Revolution, and we're lonely. It's undermining place. We have shorter duration jobs. We have less relationship with our extended family. There's been a halving of friendship in America the last 27 years. Local worshiping communities are thinner than ever before. So I think we're living through a time where local community is being undermined, and yet everything we know about happiness is driven by rootedness, and technology is screaming you can be rootless. And we haven't figured out habits for rootedness for the digital mobile age yet.
What is your community?
I live in Fremont, Nebraska. I live out in the country outside a 25,000-person ag manufacturing town. It's where I grew up. Melissa and I met in college and married later and moved around the country, paid taxes in 10 states over the first 12 years we were married. And eventually we said, our kids are never going to actually know their neighbors. They're never going to know their extended family. We want to move back home and know the people who live 2 and 3 doors away from you. And I think a huge part of what we're going through in our time is this undermining of place. And then on top of that, as you sort of reverse the pyramid of attachments humans have, people are substituting political communities for actual embodied local neighborhoods. And I don't think it's going to work. Like you said, you and I probably differ on lots of policy issues. If you live 2 doors down from me, I mean, I'd mock you about Northwestern football fandom. But other than that,
I'd pity you for losing to us.
I kind of walked right into that.
Yeah.
It turns out there's lots of data that you're happier in the world if you know the people who live 2 doors away from you. You're not happier if you go from 200 to 500 social media friends or 500 to 1,000. And right now we have a lot more people substituting digital communities for actual communities. And I don't think it's going to work. And I think one of the things you see downstream from this cultural and economic revolution is a politics that just doesn't make any sense. We have a business model around a lot of the ways we consume news that says, if I have a different policy preference than you, I'm supposed to hate you. And that only works because people are lonely enough to invest too much in politics.
Well, I do not hate you.
Thanks.
And welcome to our community.
Thanks.
The book is Them. Them is us. Senator Ben Sasse, everybody. We'll be right back.